few days ago, he underwent hand surgery on the injury, which has now forced him out of the Joe Cordina fight on October 12th. He intends to return in February and go straight into the Williams Zepeda fight right after. Okay, so that's the situation we're going to have right now. I was reading the direct report from that one. So overall, I've got a few statements on that one. When we look at Shakur Stevenson, he is a guy that obviously is controversial. A lot of people have their own mixed opinions on him. I love Shakur Stevenson. I love his fundamentals. I love how dominant he is. He's the best defensive boxer, in my opinion, in the world today. And I think he has an extremely bright future, and he's going to be a guy that accomplishes great things. There's nobody that I think will beat Shakur Stevenson outside of possibly Tank. And the very same side, I think Tank's the only guy that could possibly beat Shakur. I made that very, very clear. I think that is the second closest fight you can make in boxing today, outside of the fight that's going to be happening on October 12th between Beterbiev and Bivol. So let me just make that clear. That being said, there are concerns here. This was the opposite hand that he had surgery on, had a rehab just about a year ago or 6 months ago, whatever the case might have been after his last fight. That's not a good sign. Who does it remind me of? Floyd Mayweather. Who does his style remind me of? Floyd Mayweather. A lot of similarities there. Obviously, it worked out just fine for Floyd. But what I will say is this. He's going to have to take the path that Floyd most likely took throughout his entire career, which was, I'm not going to knock out a lot of guys, but I'm going to outclass you. I'm going to outbox you, and I'm going to dominate you mentally and within this ring. That's what Shakur is going to have to do, and I think he's more than capable of doing that once he taps into all that, because his wrists are obviously brittle, and they're not going to be able to sustain a long boxing career due to the fact that we've seen so many injuries already occur to him. So that's what we have to keep an eye on in regards to that. Now, I will admit to this. When the fight got announced that he's going to fight Joe Cordina on the October 12th fight card, I gave my opinion. I said, you know what? Is this the fight I want to see? Absolutely not. Do I see the potential benefit in terms of him fighting a very well-known UK fighter and hopefully growing his brand in the UK? That's the only benefit I saw to that. Now, he's going to be inactive. It is what it is. I'm not too concerned about him being inactive. He's going to be fine. But we get the fight we want to see if it actually comes to fruition. That's fighting Williams Zepeda. And that's the one that I think we're all excited to see. I think Shakur is going to dominate that fight. I don't think it's going to be much of a fight. But it's a fight that I'm excited to see and much more enticed to see. And I think it's a fight that will set up the Tank fight for Shakur Stevenson versus Tank. So that's ultimately what I'm looking forward to. And, let's be honest. This is a guy, like I said, extremely talented. He's controversial. I get everyone's a take. I understand why people don't like him. He's not entertaining to a lot of people. That does not mean that he's not going to be sensational going forward throughout his career. And him potentially fighting and defeating Williams Zepeda will set up one of the biggest fights you could possibly make, not only in the United States, but the entire world. So I hope for a speedy recovery for him. I think he's going to bounce back A-okay from that. And ultimately, I think it's all going to work out it's all going to work out just fine.